Alright gainers, what is up and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be discussing what supplements you should be taking as a teen. Now real quickly, I'm just going to be saying this before I start the video. Most teens probably shouldn't take supplements. This is for the teens that already have their diet, their training and everything else in check, and they're just trying to get that little edge and get a little bit extra ahead of the game when it comes to the supplement side of things. Now of course, training diet is more important, so focus on that more. But let's say you have everything down, you've been lifting for a while, and you want to just try to add a little more extra boost to your program and training. So I'm going to be talking about 3 major supplements: creatine, protein powder, and pre-workout. Those are the main 3 that I use and the ones that I would say could help you the most as a teen. Now the first one is going to be creatine, so I would go with creatine monohydrate. All the other creatines are less studied and overpriced, and as teens we don't have much money, so if you're going to give it a try out creatine monohydrate. Now I personally use creatine monohydrate for 6 months on. I didn't notice much, so I took a break for a couple months, then I went back on it to try it again didn't notice much. So that I could be what's called a non-responder, which is where my body already produces and I already eat enough creatine, so I don't gain anything from supplementing creatine, so I stopped supplementing creatine. And yeah, but I've also had other friends use creatine, and they all say it's very minimal, the results. Maybe they feel a little bigger, a little better pump. Maybe they could get one more rep. But at the end of the day, it's not going to make or break your program. You can get massive without creatine, and it's really not going to do much. So don't overthink it. If you have some extra money, go buy some creatine monohydrate. I personally got mine from Muscle Feast, and it worked. While I was using it, I gave mine to some friend, and he said it was working pretty well for him. So I would recommend using creatine. Give it a try if you haven't already, and if it works for you, continue using it. If it doesn't, don't waste your money on it, don't waste your time on it. There's no point in using something if it's not working. Alright, so the next thing is going to be protein powder. Now protein powder is basically, I would look at it not so much as a supplement but more as like a food alternative. So it's basically just going to be another way for you to get in more food. It's not going to do anything crazy, it's not going to do anything special. It's literally going to do the same thing as eating chicken. It just gives you protein. Okay, so don't expect that 20 grams from protein powder is better than 20 grams from chicken. If anything, it's actually worse because you don't get all the micronutrients that you would from the chicken. So I would recommend, guys, what I personally do is use the protein powder if you have a sweet tooth, you want to satisfy your sweet tooth, or use it if you're just on the run and you want to get 20 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein really quick before you leave. You don't have time to cook. That's when you want to use it. But don't get all your protein from protein powder. It lacks a lot of micronutrients and stuff because it is processed. So don't overthink it. I would get a tub of protein powder and use it here and there. Another little thing to look for is in the protein powder is make sure it's not artificially inflated with a ton of amino acids. Just make sure whey protein, or if you're vegan, some sort of vegan protein. But I'll just get a whey protein. And if you're worried about artificial sweeteners, try to find one with monk fruit or stevia leaf extract. And use it in moderation. Don't overthink it. Use it if you need that extra protein, but make sure you're also eating whole foods to get your micronutrients that you need. Now the last one is going to be pre-workout. So this one's probably the most controversial one that a lot of people think is kind of bad for you. However, I would say it's most likely fine as long as you don't go crazy with it and overdo it. Personally, I use pre-workout probably twice a month. I don't use it often. I know a ton of teens at my gym that use it every single time, 2 scoops, and I just kind of think it's overkill for me. It's a waste of money. I don't have that much money to be spending on pre-workout, so I personally look at it like this. I bought a tub of pre-workout and I use it only when I'm maxing out or when I'm working with friends and I just want to have a fun time. I really just use the pre-workout for a little more energy and a little euphoria feeling, but besides that, guys, it's not going to help you a ton, so don't use it every time you go to the gym. It's just a waste of money. So if I were you guys, I would just buy a tub and save it specifically for when you're lifting with friends and you're going for PRs or something like that. Don't overthink it. Don't get one with DMA or DMHA. I've tried the DMHA one and I felt really sick after that, and it wasn't a good experience. It ruined my workout, so I wouldn't recommend those. But yeah, so that's basically it, guys. Those are the 3 supplements that I take. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, supplements are supplements. They're not going to do a lot for you. Training and eating is a lot more important than supplements. So I wouldn't be too worried about the supplement side of things. If you have a little extra cash, try some creatine, protein powder, or pre-workout, but don't overthink it and don't waste too much time researching this. Research more on your training program and stuff like that. I'll see you gainers in the next one. Peace.